Welcome back, and let's take a look now at our question of the day, and this is what we're asking you to engage us on this morning. How significant is the long-awaited ANC Women's League conference, and is the Women's League still relevant in today's political arena? That's our question. Love to hear your thoughts on that. At Morning Live SABC, you can also send us voice notes, and I love those.
They're lovely to be listening to, so please do. Please get in touch with us in all of those ways. Looking forward to hearing from you. All right, trending topics. So first one up, first number one top trending topic is Senzo Myiwa trial and back in court, and it is it's dominating the news matters at the moment. So we of course are going to be talking a little bit more about that, but social media haven't stopped talking about it, and all things Senzo Myiwa. So there was we had a lot of things being said, but I think the one that a lot of people are talking to is the fact that was it Zandile that came out and said, and I need clarification on this one, that she could not recognize the faces because they were wearing masks because it was the time of COVID. But this was in 2014, and none of us can actually forget the time of COVID. So this was one of the biggest talking points, I think, that came out of the Senzo Myiwa trial yesterday. So
I didn't watch yesterday, so
no, neither did I. I was just kind of catching up on social media, and I saw that's what everyone was talking about, and I had to listen to it to see, is that the truth? Are you serious? I don't know. So yeah.
Okay, we'll find out. I'm sure we will. Right, moving on to the next one, hashtag Joburg CBD, and this, of course, an ongoing developing story after that explosion in the CBD 2 days ago. So we're still waiting for the actual cause of that explosion to be made known. The mayor will be speaking to us in the second hour of the show, Mr. Kwamanda. Mayor Kwamanda. So hopefully we will glean a little bit more in terms of what the city knows at this stage, because I think it is important that we get to the bottom of this as soon as possible, because you have to understand that if we don't know, what are the chances of a recurrence of this elsewhere?
Those visuals shook me to my core yesterday. I honestly did. I was watching that. Particularly my focus was on the man who was obviously packing up his goods, because you can see he's wearing a white shirt and he's packing everything up, and suddenly there's this huge explosion. Well, it's just unbelievable that it's in this straight line, so you can definitely see there was something underneath running down the road that sort of just exploded, but there's no fire, there's no water that's come up, yes, there was a funny smell, that's what people were saying, but everything at this point is speculation, and we need answers desperately on this one. Oh man, by the grace of God, he got out the way. I don't know.
As we say, we need to get to the bottom of this sooner rather than later.
And even in the news that we're running the story is that is it the city manager that's saying all of the buildings are fine and safe around there. I don't know if I'd feel that safe.
And that's a question for me, because how do you know?
Exactly.
If you don't know what sort of assessment was done
exactly
to establish that all of the buildings are structurally secure? I don't know. Hence I say the city has to come forward with answers. But that was surreal.
Oh, very surreal. It's a movie. Anyway, all right, let's move on to the next one. It's just something that you can't you can't get your head around. The FIFA Women's World Cup. So yesterday was the start of the FIFA Women's World Cup, and great excitement as we waved our ladies goodbye, and their first match, of course, is on Sunday. But we've seen some great matches being played, and the latest one was this one between Canada and Nigeria this morning. That was a goalless draw. So
good result for Nigeria.
We're out there in full force and being represented, and let's see how we do. But we certainly are supporting these ladies and hope they do well.
We certainly are. All right, and of course a great opening day for opening match for New Zealand as the hosts, coming away with a win.
Did they? I don't know. It doesn't matter, but they won.
They won. So that was a great result for them.
Yeah, amazing. And then finally, Matthew Spaza. He's trending, and he was sort of trending through yesterday, and I think this was all about comments that he made. He was basically saying that just in a nutshell, ANC government has come under fire. As he was talking, and he basically said that the ANC, the leaders are stealing like hell from taxpayers, and South Africa is led by a bunch of thieves. He partly blamed President Cyril Ramaphosa for being indecisive, that's what he was saying. And then also Busa's Cas Kuvadia criticized the president's lack of action on the Zondo report. But I think people really did take on to what Matthew Spoza was saying, was that leaders are stealing like hell from taxpayers and we are led by a bunch of thieves. So yeah, that was the Matthew Spoza trip.
And then perhaps just a bottom line that apparently some of what he said was that not only are African leaders stealing from the people, but they are also handing over the continent's wealth and assets like mines to foreign companies.
Yeah. I was actually moderating that session. I heard everything he said, and it was sort of like, it was harsh what he had to say. So it was, and we saw that one jumping, and people jumped onto that one, but it was hard truths to swallow, unfortunately. So there we go. Those were your trending topics for this morning.